Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. This is the last live stream before we head out on our Norwegian cruise. And to say that I'm a little excited and having a hard time being productive, well, that would be an understatement because I am very much ready and excited to go. The suitcase is out. I've started packing. I have a huge list of things that I need to take with me. Um, and yeah, I'm all kinds of ready to go. So I decided today, and I'm having a terrible time. So deciding if you all have bundles, stamp sets that you want to see in a class to go, then please comment and let me know what they are so that I don't have to pick from all of the ones in the catalog because that is a lot. Um, and you know what? I thought I wasn't going to have to juggle my mess over here, but I was wrong. I can't get to what I need to get to. Do y'all like pens? I like pens a lot. So I just got these pens. Um, so I'm super excited about that. My friend Eben gave me this book to read. So I'm going to take this on the plane with me. Um, And Eben is Rachel McCauley's mom. And we go to church. Eben and I go to church together. All right, so I'm still digging over here. That's not the right one. Oh, and lo and behold, it wasn't even over there. It was over here. So, the new catalog. So many stamp sets in here, so many bundles in here, and I have quite a few already. So, um, let me know what you want to see in the upcoming um, class to go, monthly card classes, because I will be planning this on my trip. I'll be together with some of my friends, and I have no doubt that part of what we'll be doing is kind of scoping out what we're going to do in the upcoming months. So, what are we working with today? Well, let me change cameras. See, I'm getting it right now. And change cameras and show you what we're working today. So today we are going to play with the little monkey bundle. So this is a punch bundle, right? So if I can get this right, you can see we're going to punches out the monkey, his little face, and then his little ears, and a banana, one of the banana stamp sets. So it punches out, oh my gosh, how could it, this guy, so it punches out this guy and this banana. Okay, and then there's that little one to cut out, to punch out his face too. Um, and we have three adorable cards, and then I can already show you what the next template is going to be because it came in it's a swap card. But what are you going to get today for our three cards? All right, so in no particular order, we have one card that is uses, oh my gosh, I'm sorry guys, I got to move out of the way so that it'll stop trying to focus on me. Um, Uses the Cheerful Daisy DSP, that may or may not be the name of it, and then two smaller pieces of white cardstock that we're going to use as our focal point, and then some scratch paper, scrap white to do your stamping and a little tiny bit of coloring on that card. Then this card, okay, so you get two bases. I didn't say that, two bases. And that was in thick white. And then for this one, you're going to get, okay, two envelopes too. I'll get it right eventually. Two of the Pebbled Path card bases. And I am in love with that color. You might have already figured that out. Two white layers for inside your card. And then two Pebbled Path circles that have hearts on one side and lines on the other, and two that have dots on one side and stripes on the other. These circles are 2 inches wide, and then the white ones are 2 3/8 inches. And so the 2 3/8 circle punch is in the catalog. The two the 2" is online. It is one of the online exclusive products. Now, the last card, which may not be the last card we do, um, is Misty Moonlight. Okay, y'all know how I feel about Misty Moonlight. I love Misty Moonlight. I'm not a huge blue person, but Misty Moonlight talks to me. So there are 2 Misty Moonlight bases, 2 white layers for inside, 2 Misty Moonlight layers for outside. Then you have trees, right, using the basic borders dies. We're going to layer up some trees. This is a swap card that my friend Cindy got, and I don't know the demonstrator that did it. You'll need some scrap paper for stamping and coloring, and then 2 pieces of this for your greeting, and then some linen thread. So that is the card kit, and you will get the card kit when you place an order of at least $35 between now and end of day Friday. Now, time out. This kit will not ship until we get back from Norway. We get back on the 30th, and depending on how many orders we have during this window, how quickly I can get it out after that. But I will be working very hard to get it out as quickly as I can. There will not be a class to go next week. However, there will be some sort of special that we'll post on Monday or Tuesday. And then I have another blog post to share with you while I'm gone as well. Have I told you everything? Oh, the paper share. I have a couple of places left, so I'm going to reopen that and post it so that if you missed out on getting the Designer Series paper share, then you'll have a chance to do that. Now, let me get this out of my way carefully so that I don't mess it up. Okay, the little monkey bundle, let's find it in the catalog. So it is going to show up first, depending on if you start at the back. If you start at the back, then on page 147, you can see the little monkey builder punch and a sample card, super cute. And then the bundle is $38.50. Those basic border dies that I told you we're using in this card are, okay, they are on page 162. So right here, and this is awesome. You've got this one that cuts clouds, although we're using it to cut trees. Then you've got kind of a zigzag or rickrack, a small scallop angled, a curve, and then this larger zigzag that has some texture to it as well. The punch, here is the 2 3/8" punch that we are using for the white circle on the pebbled path card. And then I'm using the stylish shapes dies for one of these cards, for this Misty Moonlight card, and they are right here on page 167. There is another die that would have come in quite handy on this card, but I don't have it yet. And that is the countryside corners. So we're going to make one of our own, but it won't have the lovely stitching that this has. So I think that's all of the products except for the colors. So I think I can put my catalog away unless we have some questions as we go along. All right. Well, here is card number, I don't know. It's one of the 3. How about that? I've already die cut the trees, if you will. We've got this little monkey, this little darling monkey that is swinging around. And we have a greeting that says, just swinging by to say hi. I stamped my monkey in Pebbled Path and then colored him with pecan pie and crumb cake. My banana is stamped in Pebbled Path as well. I colored it with Daffodil Delight. The leaves are stamped in Pebbled Path. Did you guess that? And then I colored them with Parakeet Party and Granny Apple Green. Then this is that stylish shape die. I stamped the greeting in Pecan Pie. And then the white layer needs some stamping as well. So let's take a look at what we have here. Let me put him over there because there might be some little hints that you need for this. So here are the pieces, and guys, I've already done the stamping and the coloring. I'm going to stop for a second though and let you grab a screenshot of that. I can even bring it up closer. So the little monkey is pecan pie and crumb cake blends. The leaves are parakeet party and granny apple green. And the bananas I colored in Daffodil Delight. I did that just because there were a lot of pieces today, and I don't like all the cards to have so much coloring. So I did that ahead of time just to keep us moving along. All right, let's put this over here. We'll figure out what we're going to stamp. And you know what? I think too, we need to stamp the envelope. So I'm going to show you how you can do that without it bleeding through. And this just caught my eye, so I'm going to pull this over here and show you. These are our luggage tags for our trip. Aren't they gorgeous? And I'll have to share some photos of the other products as well. All right. So the way this kind of goes, we've got a pretty thick border down here, right? And then we have a thick border here, but that's a little close together, right? Let's go ahead and fussy cut this guy out so we can kind of use him as a gauge. And remember, when you are fussy cutting, that this guy doesn't have a punch. There's only one of the monkeys that is punched. And I kind of like to make a path around my image first. The other thing I did is I think that I put in the schedule that I plan to have a live stream the day we get the day after we get back. We get back kind of late on the 30th. And I think that I foolishly said I was going to do a live stream, a class to go on the 31st. So we're going to go ahead and say that's not going to happen. We're going to aim for the 1st. And let's just play it by ear, okay? My mom will be here, will still be here. Hardin will be out of school. So I'm just not quite sure. Then the week after that, I will be in Cincinnati through the week. For starting my new job, I need to go and pick up my equipment and do some of that HR stuff that you do when you start a new job. And then I will be working remotely after that. And we'll have some travel with my new job, which travel is fun. It's always fun to go in person and help people get to know how the system works and get a list from them of things that they really wish they could do, but either the system can't do it or they don't know how to make it do, and solve those problems for them. So that is what I will be doing, working with NextGen, which is the same system that I have worked with since 2009. I started out working with St. Thomas Hart which is a really large cardiology practice here in Nashville. And I've been blessed to move around while still supporting that software. Oops, get that little ear out of the way. Now, as we get up in the little curl of his tail, what are we going to do? Well, the first thing we're going to do is get some of that out of the way. You kind of got to maneuver around his legs. Right? And I'm not going to try and go through the whole thing, just a little bit there. Okay, so there he is. Now, what we want to be able to do is tuck him in so that he is, let's see, hold please while I grab my photo of this little guy. Not that I have to do it exactly the same, but I want there to be kind of an offset between these two. And I've cut this so that this is 5 1/4 and my garden green pieces are 5 1/2. So I've got some room to move this around, right? And then I can also glue these down so that I increase the spread this way and cut off a piece here. But what I discovered the first time is that I wanted, I know I want this top piece to be over as far as it can go. Okay, so it's actually probably going to go right there. I don't know that I need to cut it down any farther, but I want this leg to kind of be free. I'm going to trim him up just a little bit more. So I'm going to do it a little differently this time, and then you'll have both of the samples to look at and see how you want yours to be. But I want this little guy to tuck in so that the tail is just visible and this leg is free. So I'm just going to smooth this out a little bit, and then I'm actually going to grab a silicone mat and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the tip of his tail and this leg. I have such a mess up here. Oh my gosh, it's a big mess. I am I'm gonna try to run the Roomba before my mom gets here. All right, let's let that set for just a second, and then let's take let's start just by taking 1/4 of an inch off of this. That's about what I took off of the first one. And I'm not going to worry about that middle piece just yet. I want to get this so that his hand is just reaching right there. Okay, so that's really, wait, we're going to take another 1/4 of an inch off. It's going to be too wide, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Okay. So now, if this little guy is flush there, and this piece is flush here, his little hand is just about where I want it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece down. And I might need to add a little more glue as we finish this up, but this is enough to hold it in place while I'm doing this part. All right, so now we're going to need to stamp this, and then we're going to need to fussy cut those out. And we're going to stamp this in pecan pie. And we've got some greeting choices, if I can find the stamp set. So we've got Little Monkey, Just Swinging By to Say Hi, I'm Bananas About You. Just swinging by to say hi fits the space really well. I call my grandson River a little monkey, partly because the little guy has such long toes. But he's so stinking cute. I made it sound like in spite of his long toes. That has nothing to do with it. But when you have long toes, you can do so much with your feet. And so, all right, I put this on Do Not Disturb, but it's still coming through. And we're going to cut off part of this, but we don't have to do that just yet. We do need to cut these out. Sometimes you really need to make your prototype in order to find out what you want to do differently the next time. And that is the case with this card. I glued down the top two pieces of the border before. Well, I just did it too quickly, and I needed to space out the distance between the edges on the lower side. Did that make sense? I don't have any helpers that are on just yet. So, as you watch the replay, let me know if you can come up with anything that I might have forgotten that we need, either for our few days in London or on the cruise itself. This is not our first cruise, but we've only taken one other cruise. We cruised to Alaska in 2018, and we were there for my birthday. My friend Celine got to sing happy birthday to me. Celine has a beautiful voice, and she loves to share, which is so fun. I might have to see if, I can get an early birthday song. We are going to go to Oxford on Saturday. I think I've shared before that we watch a lot of the British programs. We have the BritBox package with Amazon, and crazy enough, one of the shows that we watch is kind of set in that area, and so it's an easy day trip. Neither one of us have been there before, So we've made reservations to go on Saturday before we board the ship on Sunday. I'm super excited about that. I'm also super excited to go by and see my flat. Um, I was lucky enough to study abroad when I was in college, and I studied um, the program I was with used professors from the London School of Economics. So it was huge. So we're going to go by and visit my flat. Um, I know where um, we were located, um, sort of. I know that we were right across from the British Museum. All right, so this guy, we are going to, we want it that low. Let's see what the expert did. Yeah, she actually did do this quite low. So maybe that is just skimming there. This is going to come here. And I'm going to put this layer on dimensionals, so I'm not actually going to use dimensionals for the other components. And it'll be easier to trim this after I put it down. And I'm just lifting it up because then I can see the stamped image on the other side to make sure I got glue far enough over, but not farther than I need it to be. And I need you to be straight, however. And I think just there. And then I'm going to trim that part off. And I'm going to tuck this in and this. So this one first. Just put a little bit of glue on the back to anchor it in. Like so. And because this piece that we haven't put down yet is going to actually reach just behind that, if this works out okay. If it doesn't, well, then it just looks a little different, and that's okay too. And then I do want these to touch, to overlap a little bit, like so. Voila. Now, where do we want this to go? So if we put this flush with the edge, and this may work out just fine. I think it did. I think that just worked out just amazingly well. All right, so I'm going to put this down flush. Oh shoot, I just stuck my finger in the glue. But I'll show you in just a minute what happened to me earlier when I was working on my samples. I managed to stick my fingers in the ink pad and I made a huge mess. Okay, and we're gonna put him down on this side, and I'll put a little bit of glue on the monkey. And it's gonna be flush as well. So I'm just gonna kind of pick it up. And yeah, I did put too much glue down on the edge there. Ah. Okay, once that is dry, I can get in there and get that out pretty easily. So I'm not going to mess with it. But I do need to let that set for a second, so that gives me a chance to cut out my bananas. The The class kit comes with a link to a written tutorial with photos so that you have this video replay to refer to, as well as a written tutorial and with has all the measurements and the supply lists. And I am going to save that envelope coloring till the end so that if we run out of time, I can offer that up in another video. Basically, if you stamp something and you're going to color it with your Stampin' blends, which are alcohol blends, then you need to put something as a barrier because your blends will bleed through. And envelopes are not as thick as cardstock, so you may have maybe a post-it note or two would be enough behind your image so that when you color it, it doesn't bleed through. So I have a travel pillow. I'm taking my heavier long fleece jacket as a blanket. So I don't think I'm going to carry a separate blanket. I think that should be enough for the airplane. And oops, oh, lost my train of thought. That happens. I have my pillow. Greg actually ordered a stand-up, a separate camera from our phones, not just our phones, so that we could take photos with it and then download them to the internet. Probably takes better photos than my phone. Greg's phone probably takes pretty good photos. But the battery on my phone has become a problem. I do have a you know, a charging thing. How about that? So that I can keep it charged and then it will charge my phone or my iPad. I got a water bottle that collapses. I'm starting to get a little concerned that I'm not where I thought I was since I don't have anybody joining me. Maybe it's just a busy day. Of course, we spent a lot of time together on May the 6th when we did the new catalog launch. All right, I'm going to grab a glue dot, pick up a glue dot for my bow. And I'm just going to put it just above my greeting. And then I'm going to add, I could have added another glue dot there, but I thought of that as I was squeezing out the glue. So there is the front of our card, and that all needs to dry, probably longer than it will take for us to stamp something else on here. So let's see, it might be actually fun to stamp this and stamp this down low and let the monkey be standing just above it. Let's see how we like that. And I'm not going to take the time to color it on the video because we're at 34 minutes and we still have 2 cards. But I think we'll just come in here. I want to give him enough room to stand, although we could punch him out. and glue him down. Let's do that. So he is this little guy. And then and to punch him out, I always work with my punches upside down. The release, this is how it folds flat. You simply push that with your thumb to release the opening, and then slide it this way and line it up with your image. And I kind of just push it part way down to hold it and make sure that I've gotten it lined up the way I want it to. And remember, these photopolymer stamps, they can get kind of wiggly. So if your stamped image doesn't line up just right, then it could be that that it got jiggled when it was making its way to the stamp. All right, so I think I'll put him like that. I'll color him and put him in the center. And then, like I said, on this, I'm going to put dimensionals on it and add it to the card. So this is this one I did. And I can stamp it as well, even though it is glued down. I'll put a Post-it note here so that I don't get any ink on the Misty Moonlight when I put it down. Okay, so that is card one, card something anyway. Let's take a look at this one. And so that's our layer for inside. And like I said, this is, let's see if I can find out who did this one. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, you know what? I'm going to need another. Well, we just won't use a stylish shape on this one. And we might even use a different greeting just because we can. So I'm going to grab this little monkey. And this is just a little scrap that's hanging out here. And Pebbled Path again. Forgive my head if I'm in the way or if I cause the camera to shake. So you could use a stitched shape to create that label. I am pretty sure that the Banner's Pick-a-Punch is still available. And so I am just going to flag the ends with it. And that is very uneven. So I'm going to take some more off of it. I still have a handle, so you can see my fingers are right here holding on. This is probably the last one that I can get without needing to use a Post-it note. Come on. It got out of its little, oh my gosh. All right, so that will work for us. So that was just the Banner's Pick-a-Punch. I'm going to stamp here. He will just fit on the 2 3/8 punch. And you could do a stitched circle for that as well. But this particular card is all about putting the spotlight on the in color. Actually, I need to leave this out because we're going to stamp on, we're going to stamp some leaves on the outside. Now you could add a layer of the same color on top and stamp on it instead. That one kind of got a little wonky on me. So I've got one that rocked a little bit. Oh, and I've got ink all over my block, so I'm going to be very careful to stamp straight, because I'm liable to get it on my fingers too. We're going to add some ribbon to this as well. And I'm just going all over it because I don't know where my circles are going to cover exactly. And I'm going to clean that a little bit before I make too big of a mess. So this card, put little hearts down like so. I'm going to add the ribbon. It's going to come just like that. So a really simple card, which I think is needed when we have all this other detail. So put that one there. This one like so. The greeting, I'm going to put on dimensionals. One dimensional would certainly hold it. I'm just going to kind of angle this there. And then this will go here. And we need some ribbon. So we're going to use this textured ribbon. And I'm still going to do this in 2 pieces, even though I need to wrap it around. I'm going to hide the end of my ribbon under where the label, the monkey, is going to be. Just like so. Wrap this around, and it becomes easier to tell. I think I put this on the centimeter side today. That's the beauty of this grid paper, is that it is so easy. Lots of places that I can use for lining up. Like so. Then I can cut another piece of ribbon for my knot. And I'm just rushing not to. I would normally get my ribbon scissors out. Just made a knot with that. Then color and add this little guy here. I'll trim that up. And I have a liner to go on the inside. Right? So that is, I don't know, one of the cards. And then the third one, through a little bit of magic, I have already got it done as well. But I'm going to show you a few of the things that I did. So this designer series paper is from the Cheerful Daisy. I think that's the name of it. Mm, it may not be. And see, if I had this on the right side of the grid paper, I'd be able to line this up really easily. But because it's on the centimeter side, it's not so easy. There. So, so I have Alice and Kirby have joined us. Thank you guys. I think this little monkey is kind of cute. Did I mention my mom comes tomorrow? I'm so excited. Okay, so yeah, two sides where I smudged it with ink in my finger. Um, so your kit has the basic shape. And like I said, there's a die that is this shape. I just don't have it yet. And when you have that, when that happens, but you want the basic shape, you can do just like this. Now, I'm going to grab, yes, I'm definitely happy dancing. I'm going to grab an erasable pen here, and I'm going to line this up. And then I've got to get my ruler out because I'm on the wrong thing side. Ah, and I need to mark a 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. Not that most people could eyeball it, right? Oh, I'm sorry, my head is probably directly in the way. Um, so there we go, there and there. And then there and there. And then, whoops, get down here, silly. There, there. Now, I doubt anybody is going to get out a ruler and measure this to be sure I got it right. But then I'm simply going to take my snips and cut from corner, from mark to mark. And I have basically created that space, and I could just turn this over to hide my marks and stamp on it. And I did stamp the tree limb. You know, it's like this, right? And let's clean this off so I can show you. Hello, Joyce. Well, okay, unless you get a mark, it's not good. All right, so we're back to this side, and I am going to erase my little marks. So I stamped this 3 times. So I did my greeting first, and then I came like so, and I masked off the leaves, so just in case I didn't get them on. So I went like this, and then I came and like this, and then I came down here and did like this. And that's how I got this little trio here, right? I stamped my greeting in Lemon Lime Twist, and then I've already colored my monkey because somehow I knew that I was going to be pressed for time. So we are going to really quickly take a look at how this goes. He is colored in pumpkin pie and crumb cake. Okay. Oh, why am I cutting this one? This one has a punch. Oh my gosh. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Okay, well, I've kind of cut off my handle, so I'm going to have to grab a Post-it note, which I thought were up here, but no. Grab one from the drawer. I'll put it on the back of him. So get him lined up. Come on, little fella. I got a piece of sticky that's sticking. All right. And so by doing it on the sticky part on the back side, it doesn't even, I could leave it. I wouldn't have to pull it off. Okay, so this guy is going to go like so. Come on. Oh, sorry, open big. And I'm going to use the in color. Where did you go? Hold on. Okay, I've misplaced my dots. And these are my class supplies. There's one. There's one that I've used. Okay. What's it going to be? So this is actually copper clay that I have here, but I think it's going to be close enough that I'm not going to worry about it. It is absolutely ridiculous to put these down before I have colored. But that's just the way I'm working it today. All right, so before you guys got on, I was saying that any tips, two things. If you have any tips of what we need to be sure we take with us, then you should share those. And if you have stamp sets that you would like to see used in upcoming class to go or card club, then please let me know. So I am just adding, so I chose Granny Apple Green because Lemon Lime Twist looked a little light for the colors in the DSP. And I added my veins first with the dark. And then I'm coming back with the light and blending it. And I'm going to make my my branches need to be a different brown than my little monkey. So I am thinking about what color I want to use. Crumb cake comes to mind. I'm thinking maybe two of the naturals tones I might use. Now, the hard part when you take off your both tops is making sure you've got them on the right ones. I've been known to mix them up and then struggle to figure out why my coloring is so different. Um, how about if we grab these two? So these are just two of the Naturals collection. And see if he looks sufficiently different than our little monkey. Not a lot of contrast between those two colors. It's really dark. I don't have any artist lines to help me determine where my light would fall. Oh my gosh, I just went outside the lines. Do you want to see a sneak peek of tomorrow's blog post and template? I can show you that. If you use the Stampin' Storage for your blends, they're on a slight incline. So I put the blunt tip in first because that's the side I use the most. Oh, what an interesting backside you have there. Oh my gosh, oh no, I did. Okay. I can't figure out what I'm hearing outside. Thank goodness Nala has quit crying. She was outside my door crying forever earlier. Let's get that. I don't think you need 3. But look, so that's what I mean when I say bleed, they bleed through. And let's tuck him. Oh, not sideways, dude. Just like so. All right, so we have card, I don't know. It's card 3 right now. I don't know what it'll be when I get the tutorial put together. There's that one. And then this one. This one, but okay, we need to imagine that this is on the inside with these two guys colored. Okay. So that's the piece that we did there, right? So it'll be on dimensionals on top of the Misty Moonlight base, and then that will be colored on the inside. And then the third card, okay, what did I do with it? Oh, here he is. Okay, the third card goes like this, and this little guy gets colored and goes right there. And then you need something on the inside of it as well. But how cute is this little monkey? And how fun are these new colors? So, Pebble Path is what we use here. Misty Moonlight is a returning color. These two monkeys are colored with pecan pie. And then I've got some lemon lime twist here and here. And then these are actually copper clay dots that we put with that card. Now, before you run off, I want to show you two things. I can't remember if I shared this stamp last week in our class or if I shared it on Saturday during the launch. But how cool is this bright and fun card, even with the envelope stamped? Do you remember what this is from? It is from, oh, come on, let me see. I took us off the reservation and now I can't find what I'm looking for. Where are you? Oh, okay. AC. These are not in alphabetical order yet, and I am paying the price for that. Where are you? Oh my goodness. Okay, I can't find it. It is, darn. I was so clever for about 10 seconds. Artistically inked, page 114. That is this stamp here. So if you haven't played with it, you need to play with that. That is what we created this with. And actually, I didn't create this. Sally on my team created this. We did a team swap. This was her swap card. And then tomorrow's blog post. Okay, hold on. There he is. So this card was made by Lou Inman on my team. And, okay, so you ready? It goes like this. Okay, it won't bend. Come on, bend. Open, sesame. So it is a little bit of a fun fold. Oh, I have a lot of gem that has lost its place. Get back over. Oh, there. The greeting holds it closed. How stinking cute is that? So this fun fold will be tomorrow's blog post featuring the little monkey. Opens like that. Super, super cute. So thank you, Lou, for sharing that with us. And that's all I have for today. Tomorrow, well, this will be a blog post today. Then tomorrow I'll have this little monkey on the blog post. And that's it until we get back from Norway. I wouldn't look for me on the 31st. I have a feeling that that is going to be a little intense, and I would never get my words in the right order. The, the first is possible. We shall see. This is a class to go. You can get your class kit with your order greater than $35. There will also be a special for next week. There will be a blog post featuring a book or a card, depends on your perspective what that is. But I made a card for a graduate at church and had little pockets with cards for everybody to sign the inside. So that will be a blog post as well. And have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the month. I will be back soon. And if you've got any tips for what we need to take with us or see while we are away in London or on the cruise, then be sure and share that as well. Have a great day, everybody. I'll miss you.